Mataji, there
Please
are
take
devotees, they'll raise their hands and Shilpa
Sure.
Mataji will call out their names.
Hari Bol. Kripa Mai Sita Devi Mataji, you read the translation and the purport. Hari Krishna. Hari Krishna. Kripa Mai Sita Devi Dasi Mataji. Am I audible? Yeah, please. Yeah. Translation and purport.
Translation and purport by Prabhupada ki jai. All the sages who were sitting with Lord Shiva, such as Narada and others, also offered their respectful obeisances to Lord Brahma. After being to worship, Lord Brahma, smiling, began to speak to Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma was smiling, purport by Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma was smiling because he knew that Lord Shiva is not only easily satisfied but easily irritated as well. He was afraid that Lord Shiva might be in an angry mood because he had lost his wife and had been insulted by Daksha. In order to conceal this fear, he smiled and addressed Lord Shiva as follows. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Nanda.
Text 42.
Hari Krishna. Sudha Mataji, the verse. Prashanti Mataji, the translation. And Anita Mataji, the purport. Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Brahma uvacha jane tvam isham vishwasya jagato yoni bijayo shakti shivasya cha param yattad brahma nirantaram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma said, My dear Lord Shiva, I know that you are the controller of the entire material manifestation, the combination father and mother of the cosmic manifestation, and the supreme Brahman beyond the cosmic manifestation as well. I know you in that way. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Although Lord Brahma had received very respectful obeisances from Lord Shiva, he knew that Lord Shiva was in a more exalted position than himself. Lord Shiva's position is described in Brahma Samhita. There is no difference between Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva in their original positions, but still Lord Shiva is different from Lord Vishnu. The example is given that the milk in yogurt is not different from the original milk from which it was made. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishnamurti Prabhuji, the verse and translation. I'll do the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Mataji, shall I read translation and purport?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It is to be scrolled up, Mataji.
No, the shloka is not read.
Verse, yes.
Verse and the translation, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna Mataji. Twameva bhagavanneta chivashakyo surupayoho vishram suditi prapsait kridanurna pato yatha. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Lord, you create this cosmic manifestation, maintain it and annihilate it by expansion of your personality, exactly as a spider creates, maintains and winds up its web. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna, pranams Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Shiva Shakti is significant. Shiva means auspicious and Shakti means energy. There are many types of energies of the Supreme Lord and all of them are auspicious. Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwar are called Guna avatars or incarnations of material qualities. In the material world, we compare these different incarnations from different angles of vision. But since all of them are expansions of the Supreme Auspicious, all of them are auspicious, although sometimes we consider one quality of nature to be higher or lower than another. The mode of ignorance or tamoguna is considered very much lower than the others, but in the higher sense, it is also auspicious. The example may be given herein that the government has both an educational department and criminal department. An outsider may consider the criminal department inauspicious, but from the government's point of view, it is as important as the education department, and therefore the government finances both departments equally without discrimination. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read the verse? Nobody has raised hands. Anita Mataji?
Mataji.
Yeah, Prashanti
Shall I-
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
The verse and the translation. And Sudha Mataji, the purport.
Mataji, who should read? Shall I read or Anita Mataji?
Prashanti Mataji, yeah, you
Yeah.
can read.
Yeah. त्वमेव धर्मार्थदुःखाभिपत्तये दक्षेण शूत्रेण ससर्जितात्वरम् त्वयैव लोके वसिताश्च सेतव्यो यान् ब्राह्मणाः श्रद्धते ऋतव्रताः. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Lord, your Lordship has introduced the system of sacrifices through the agency of Daksha, and thus one may derive the benefits of religious activities and economic development. Under your regulative principles, the institution of the four varnas and ashramas is respected. The Brahmanas therefore vow to follow this system strictly. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Tanvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Vedic system of Varna and Ashrama is never to be neglected, for these divisions are created by the Supreme Lord Himself for the upkeep of social and religious order in human society. The Brahmanas, as the intelligent class of men in society, must vow to steadily respect this regulative principle. The tendency in this age of Kali to make a classless society and not observe the principles of Varna and Ashrama is a manifestation of an impossible dream. The destruction of the social and spiritual orders will not bring fulfillment of the idea of a classless society. One should strictly observe the principles of Varna and Ashrama for the satisfaction of the Creator, for it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna that the four orders of the social system, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, are His creation. They should act according to the regulative principles of this institution and satisfy the Lord, just as different parts of the body all engage in the service of the whole. The whole is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in His Virata Rupa or universal form. The Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras are respectfully the mouth, arms, abdomen, and legs of the universal form of the Lord. As long as they are engaged in the service of the complete whole, their position is secure. Otherwise, they fall down from their respective positions and become degraded. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Divya Gopu Mataji, the verse and the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Tvam karmana mangala mangalanam karto swalokam tanushe swaparam va amangalanam chatamishramulbanam viparyayakena tadeva kasyachit. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, the translation as well.
Okay, Mataji, sorry. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O most auspicious Lord, you have ordained the heavenly planets, the spiritual Vaikunta planets, and the impersonal Brahman sphere as the respective destinations of the performers of auspicious activities. Similarly, for others who are miscreants, you have destined different kinds of hells which are horrible and ghastly. Yet sometimes it is found that their destinations are just the opposite. It is very difficult to ascertain the cause of this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kusumlata Mataji, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is called the Supreme Will. It is by the Supreme Will that everything is happening. It is said, therefore, that not a blade of grass moves without the Supreme Will. Generally, it is prescribed that performers of pious activities are promoted to the higher planetary systems. Devotees are promoted to the Vaikunthas. or spiritual worlds, and impersonal speculators are promoted to the impersonal Brahman effulgence. But it sometimes so happens that a miscreant like Ajamila is immediately promoted to the Vaikuntha Loka simply by chanting the name of Narayana. Although when Ajamila uttered this vibration, he intended to call his son Narayan, Lord Narayan took it seriously and immediately gave him promotion to Vaikuntha Loka, despite his background, which was full of sinful activities. Similarly, King Daksha was always engaged in the pious activities of performing sacrifices, yet simply because of creating a little misunderstanding with Lord Shiva, he was severely taken to task. The conclusions, therefore, is that the supreme will is the ultimate judgment. No one can argue upon this. A pure devotee, therefore, submits in all circumstances to the supreme will of the Lord, accepting it as all auspicious.
Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Shankar Mataji can continue further. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The purport Mataji, the sloka.
The purport Mataji, sloka, yeah, and then purport.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
No, the purport is not complete, Mataji.
तत्तेनुकम्पं सुसमीक्षमाणो भुञ्जान एवात्मकृतं विपाकं कृद्वक्वपुर्भिर्विदधान् नमस्ते जीवेत यो मुक्तिपदे सदा Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam 10.14.8. The purport of this verse is that when a devotee is in a calamitous condition, he takes it as a benediction of the Supreme Lord and takes responsibility himself for his past misdeeds. In such a condition, he offers still more devotional service and is not disturbed. One who lives in such a disposition of mind, engaged in devotional service, is the most eligible candidate for promotion to the spiritual world. In other words, such a devotee's claim for promotion to the spiritual world is assured in all circumstances. Hare Krishna. Pranams, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much for reading the verses and translation. That's it, right, Mataji? 45.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So, a very, very interesting portion in Shrimad Bhagavatam is this Daksha Yajna. And in this Daksha Yajna, in this section, Lord Brahma is coming to, along with all the demigods. So whoever is there in the sacrifice, everybody came and then they reported all the incidents to Lord Brahma, all the unwanted things that happened in the entire course of Daksha Yajna. And then the Brahma says, now you all should go to, without any reservation, go and then submit yourself unto the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. So he is bringing the entire entourage to Kailash. So we had how beautiful is the Kailash, all the explanations you would have read before this. And then he is coming here, and now ultimately he has come to the Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva is seated along with Narada and other the demigods. So he himself is like shining like a very beautiful among all the demigods, like a great sage. He is sitting there, and they all offered respectful obeisances, and then they had Vancha Kalpadravusha, this side and that side, all of them offered the respectful obeisances, and then now Brahma started worshipping Lord Shiva with a very beautiful prayers. Okay, and this section starts from there, and he says that after being so worshipped, Lord Brahma smilingly he began to speak to Lord Shiva. So purport Prabhupada is giving a very different touch to this yoga. He says that the Lord Brahma was smiling, that he knew that Lord Shiva is not only easily satisfied, but he is also easily irritated as well. So he's afraid that Lord Shiva may be in angry mood, although the setting shows that he is not at all in angry mood. He lost his wife, the entire thing has happened. He had all the possible good reasons to become angry and then irritated, but still he was maintaining so calm, and he was sitting amidst the sages, and then he was discussing Krishna Katha. So this itself shows how exalted is the personality of Lord Shiva. And here, why he is saying is that actually Lord Shiva gets irritated when, in two circumstances, when somebody says that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which he doesn't like it, obviously, and then when somebody goes against the scriptures, somebody goes against the regulations, so Shiva gets irritated, like we see in the episode of Diti getting pregnancy, evening time when all the ghosts, when Lord Shiva is wandering with all the ghosts and other things, and then when somebody is involved in a very most abominable activity during that twilight time, then he forcefully puts all these ghostly people and then all these goblins into the wombs of those type of entities. So that way he gets irritated. But then he wanted to, Lord Brahma wanted to please Lord Shiva. That's why he started smiling and then he started speaking. So what is he speaking? He says, Jane Tvamisham. I know. He says, I know that Lord Shiva, Tvam Vishwasya Jagato Yoni Dijita. You are the father and mother of the entire universe, the entire material manifestation. Shaktehe Sivasya cha Param. So you are also Shiva. And then Yettat Brahma Nirantaram. So he says, my dear Lord Shiva, I know that you are the controller of entire material manifestation, the combination of father and mother of cosmic manifestation, and the supreme Brahman beyond the cosmic manifestation. I know in that way. So here he says that, see, Lord Shiva, for in this material world, Lord Shiva is considered to be, Krishna says that Aham Bija Pradapita. But here Lord Brahma is saying that you are the Tvam Vishwasya Bijaha. See, Jagato Yoni Bija Yoho. He says that you are the father and mother. Actually, this cosmic world, when the Lord starts creating this cosmic world, how he doesn't touch directly the material energy, right? So the Lord doesn't touch. So he causes a glance, and then through the glance, he is touching the material energy. He is agitating the Mahatattva, and then in that way, the glance is the Shambhu. That glance is Lord Shiva. So, who in touch with is the Gunavatara, right? And who in touch with a material energy is creating this material universe. In that sense, Lord Shiva is considered to be the controller of the entire manifestation. So that's why we say, Kalidas also says that Jagata Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwara. For this Jagata, the Parvati and Parameshwara, the Shiva and Shakti are the father and mother. Okay, so he in Brahma Samhita very clearly he says that Chiram Yata Dadi Vikara Vishesha Yogat Sanchayate Nahitata Pradagasti Hetu. What does that mean? That it is the milk, but when he touches the material energy, it is Lord Vishnu, when touches the material energy, transforms into yoga. Okay, he is almost having all the same qualities, but he is not equal to Supreme Lord, just like milk cannot be considered to be equal to yoga. Okay. So this example given is this. Here Prabhupada is quoting this verse of Brahma Samhita, showing the position of Lord Shiva. Okay. And again, after that, he is saying that you create this cosmic manifestation, maintain and annihilate it by expansion of your personality, exactly as spider creates, maintains, and winds up its web. So, as I said, that along with the different energies of the Lord. So, this is one of the energy of the Lord. Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara are called Gunavataras. We compare different incarnation. Since all of them are expansion of the supreme auspicious, all of them are auspicious. So one should not consider one quality to be higher or lower. We consider them, but then all of them are auspicious. In one higher sense, it is auspicious. Why it is auspicious? Because all these qualities, they can be a via medium for us to transcend to the higher modes. So in that sense, they are all auspicious. So Prabhupada gives a very nice example to understand this, that there is an education department and criminal department. Okay, so if you just imagine there is a state which has got only educational departments and then some administrative departments, and there is no criminal department, then what will happen? Then the criminals will increase because there is no system of reformation or a system where they can get transformed, these criminals. So therefore the criminal department is there. So they are vigilant to find out who is a criminal, and then they are punished. So by the way of that punishment, they get regulated, and then slowly they can come to a point of shifting to the educational department. So that is very, very important. That's why in that sense, all the energies, you can consider everything as auspicious, just like criminal department and education department. In the eyes of government, both are equally important. Okay, it is not that one is lower and then the one is higher. Both are equally important. So and here in the next verse, very beautifully Brahma says that, see why it is very important. How? See, whenever we form any organization or any institution, what one should do is that one should have a system. System should be in place. So for that system should encompass all the categories of people involved in that institution. Okay. For example, this is the material world. In the material world, there are different type of living entities. They are here. Okay. So here there should be a system which will bring up all the living and all the different types of living entities, and then will help them to gradually elevate to the higher levels. So that is why he says that under the regulative principle, the varnas and ashramas are very important. Okay, so because in the society we cannot say that only the brahmanas exist. There exist all the different varieties of people. So there should this varna and ashrama system, as long as we are in this material world, as long as we are engaged by this material body, so one should, if one is following this system and situate themselves in that particular system and then execute devotional service as per one's capacity. That's why Lord Brahma says, Sthane Sthitam Stutigatam Tanuvan Manobhe. In Brahma Stuti, he says, Sthane Sthitam. So one should be situated in that sthana. See, I just cannot say that, okay, oh, I am reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, Rupa Goswami, he is like this, no? So they are sitting, they are under one tree in each day. They don't have any fixed residence. And then Kaupina Kantashritau. So they are just having a loin cloth and kanti, and then they are sitting in the under one tree each day. In that way, they became Goswami. So this is the exalted level. So if I think that, okay, oh, I am also in that level, and if I start doing that, then what will happen? I will be a big failure, because one should know what is one's situation. In whatever situation you are there, from there, take a next step. Take a next step. So by step by stepping to move, which will help is this varnashrama. And you cannot take a leap from the first step to the fifth step. You can take a leap. When you can take a leap? When there is somebody who is very, very powerful, who is standing on that first step and who can lift you from the ground step altogether to the first step, then that is possible. On our own effort, it is not possible. So the best thing is that to get situated. That's why he says that one should vow to follow this system very strictly. What will happen even when we fall down, we are in a very safer place, so that we can get up and then go up. So that is very important. Falling down will happen regularly, but how one can get up and go up is very, very important. So for that, the guidance of Brahmanas, the guidance of guidance of superior is very, very important. Like here, all the demigods, all the people who are there in the Daksha Yajna, when they came to know that what is happening is not good is not at all auspicious for anyone, so immediately they did not speculate or they did not do anything. So they came to their higher authority Brahma to ask what we have to do now. So this thing has happened. Okay, so very, very important. One should strictly observe the principles for the satisfaction of the Creator. So it is very important, but because by what will happen if we are a good citizen, if we are acting as per the rules and regulations of the state of law, So we are a good citizen, and then we can enjoy all the facilities given by the government. Okay. So like we pay the electricity on time, then we can enjoy the electricity. So like that. Okay. And in that sense, one should also, when one is situated in that way, one will understand that all the limbs, like limbs of the body, like mouth, arms, abdomen, leg, everything are cooperatively serving one supreme. Okay, they are together, they serve one purpose. So that understanding will come. When once that understanding comes, then there is no misunderstanding, or there is no non-cooperation between the different sections of the society. Then everyone will respect each other contribution, everyone will value each other's contribution, and then in that way, cooperatingly when they serve, so that will please the Supreme Lord. So, and that will also grant one success. So this is a very nice management principle. Even when one is working in an organization, then this principle, if one keeps in mind, where everybody is contributing. Now this thing is coming up as a team. There's no hierarchy system is going away. As a team, we have to be together. So these things are all evolving. Most of it are taken from our Bhagavatam and then or Bhagavad Gita only. So when one identifies, when that happens, what happens is that people will start identifying with their common cause. So then there is a possibility of coming. Otherwise, they will fall down from the respective position and they will become degraded. Okay. So here, Lord Brahma is saying that you not only created and also all these, he is also supervising that everybody is following this regulative principle or not. If anybody is not following all these things, then he gets punished by his energy. Who is his energy? Durga. With her trident, she gives suffering. Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, the three, the Trishul. She has that gives the, all these three sufferings are being inflicted so that they come back to their senses. 45th verse. Tvam karmanam mangala mangalanam kartru swalokam tanushe swaparamba. Okay. You have ordained, very nice verse. So you have ordained heavenly planets, spiritual planets. Okay, so now what happens to the performer of auspicious activities? So performer of auspicious activities get different benefits. Okay, and for miscreants also, for their activities they get different destinations. They get according to their types of activities. Okay, here purport is very nice. So here he says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called a Supreme Will. By the Supreme Will, everything is happening. Okay. And here the example is given that Ajamila, though he performed sinful activities, so in the Vedic system, a person who is performing sinful activities or abominable activities, because he is a Brahmana and he involved in type of illicit relationship, then he is considered to be a miscreant. But by his uttering of the word Narayana, he is transformed into Vaikuntha Loka. Okay. But King Daksha, on the other hand, if you see, he is not a sinful person. He is a dharmic person. He is a Prajapati. Okay. And still, for creating a misunderstanding with the Lord Shiva, he has been punished like anything. So his head has been beheaded. So here, Prabhupada, although he gives us a supreme will is the ultimate judgment. So apparently, it may say that, see that like, okay, so Ajamila should deserve a higher punishment. Daksha may not deserve such a higher punishment if you see both of their situations. But very important is that the pure devotee submits this Tatyenu Kampam is coming there later. But then the significant lesson for us, for this, already Brahma has given the answer. When they came, all the demigods when they came, Brahma gave, first thing he told them, one good thing that he told them is that when Lord Brahma heard everything from the devil, will go for that. See, Ajamila was a sinner, but he was not an offender. Ajamila broke the regulative principles. Okay, what is the word? Breaking the Ajamila acted against the Vedic rules and regulations, but then he did not offend the lotus feet of a devotee. Okay, so offending a lotus feet of a devotee directly is not pleasing to the Supreme Lord. Here, on the other hand, this Daksha, he is not a sinner, but he is an offender. So they said that the sinners are punished. Okay, they will get a punishment, but the offenders are not forgiven. So it is a very big thing. But because only when you come to spiritual life, then we think about all these offenses. But in general, in the material world, everybody says that you should lead a sinless life. So that is papam, don't do papa. So this is a very common thing which people are so much worried about. But one should understand that the sinners will get punishment. They will get a reaction, and then there ends the matter. Okay, they get a reaction, they suffer, and then the account is finished. But the offenders are not forgiven by the Supreme Lord. So this is very, very serious. So that is why in Daksha's case, Prabhupada is giving these two examples so that we can churn, we can churn some nectar out of it. So Prabhupada says that here he is not given. He is being punished. Okay. So when Brahma, when all the demigods come to Lord Brahma, if you see that verse 4, which is a very crown jewel verse in this section of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Very, very nice verse, 4.6.4. If you see 4.6.4. Tat akarnya vibupraha tejasi kritagasi. Okay. Tejasi means a great personality. Krita agasi. Krita agasi means has been offended. Kshemaya tatrasa bhuyaya. That in that way, there will not be any happiness for you. Okay. When Lord Brahma heard everything from demigod and members who attended the sacrifice, he said, you cannot be happy in executing a sacrifice if you blaspheme a great personality and offend his lotus feet. You cannot have happiness in that way. So it's very, very, very important thing. That is why, though Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Pasha, Papi, Pashanta Namane. He is a Patita Pavana. He is the most merciful incarnation. But still, we see Lord Chaitanya, if the Lord's incarnation, the Supreme Lord who is most merciful and most munificent, who is ready to give even Krishna Prem to everyone, which is the rarest commodity for Lord Brahma also. Brahmara Durlabha Preme Koribareta. Now he is ready to give that also. But that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will never give he is also not ready to give his mercy to a person who has offended the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Lotus feet of any great personality or a devotee. That means that every living entity is a potential pure devotee. So we should not consider that, okay, he is only a great Vaishnava, I should be very careful. This fellow is not even chanting, he is not a less Vaishnava. No. Mahaprabhu says that one even by mistake utters one time Krishna's name, he is a Vaishnava. So if one should be very careful, he not offending any great personality, offending any devotee. So the offenders will never get the mercy of the Lord. For them, their destination is doomed unless otherwise they take forgiveness from the devotee or from the person to whom they have offended. And then by that way, when the other person gives a recommendation to the Supreme Lord, or the Supreme Lord is pleased by his sincere repentance and humility, then there is a chance for him to come up. Okay, so here that is why he says that simply because the conclusion is a supreme will. So he is not given that is why the Daksha is getting punished. And then Daksha cannot appreciate. Then what happens? The symptom that one in blasphemes a Vaishnava is that one becomes pride. One's head get captured by pride. So Brahma, Lord Daksha was, he became he took so much pride in himself. So his head was full of pride. That's why his head was cut. His pride was killed by the followers of Lord Shiva. Okay. So when one is filled with the pride, then what happens? Bhagavad Gita very nicely says that ahankara. So what they will do? Kartaham iti manyate. So when the person becomes too much engrossed in ahankara, when the pride overcomes one, what will he think? Kartaham iti manyate. He thinks that I am the doer. So he himself takes the possession of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then when he thinks that I am the doer, then he will never have any regard for the Supreme Doer. So what will happen? He will start going for puja, labha, pratishtha. Then he wants everybody to praise him, everybody to respect him, everybody to glorify him. And he cannot tolerate even one person is not respecting him. That is what happened here. No, the entire in the Daksha's arena, everybody is, when Daksha comes into the assembly, only Lord Brahma and Shiva didn't get up, everybody got up and then everybody said Jai Jai Kar. So he should be happy, no? Okay, all these people are telling Jai Jai Kar. But then when he saw that Shiva is sitting, he got so much angry. So this is the pride. When the entire world was glorifying Hiranyakashipu and then the entire world was getting afraid of Hiranyakashipu, when still his own small boy, when he cannot, when he said that he couldn't say so, Hiranyakashipu ki jai, then he got so much angry. He should, his own son, he could have thought that, okay, now small boy, he is my own boy, later afterwards, he will become okay or whatever. No, but he couldn't tolerate that one small 5-year-old boy not respecting him. So amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So how one Hari Bhajan can take place in one's mind who is demanding respect from everyone. So demanding respect from everyone will come. The root cause is this pride. Okay. How pride will come? When lust, anger and greed increases, the pride comes. When the pride comes, so then one will think that I am the doer. So in that circumstance, whatever activities one does, wherever he is, even though he may think that he is performing devotee, everything will become inauspicious only. He will only create inauspiciousness not only for him, he will create inauspiciousness to the play. Wherever he is there, all the place, everywhere, there will be only disturbance. So like Daksha, because of Daksha, Yajna, the entire arena became disturbed, the demigod became disturbed, everyone, the entire cosmic manifestation became disturbed, everything became disturbed. Because he is in a higher position, Prajapati, his parade has become like this. So it's very, very important. Today is Ekadasi and I am in Navadip. So I want to narrate a nice pastime of Lord Chaitanya, where how a devotee of Lord Chaitanya who offended the lotus feet of another devotee. The most important is the Lord will not. Somebody offends the Lord, he may sometimes forgive, but then offends to the lotus feet of a devotee, the Lord will never forgive. So in Navadip, there was in Pulia, there is one devotee called Devananda Pandit. Okay, Devananda Pandit, he is a very expert in reciting Shrimad Bhagavatam. Okay, and Devananda Pandit Bhagavatam class is so famous that people from everywhere used to come to Navadip to listen to his Bhagavatam class. One day, Srivas Thakur, he wanted to hear Bhagavad Gita from Devananda Pandit. So Srivas Thakur went there, and then Devananda Pandit was with his students. He was sitting, and then he was reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. So on hearing that shloka, Srivas Thakur came and then sat down behind. But when he was hearing Bhagavatam class, he went into ecstasy because Srivas Thakur is Narada. So Narada, whenever he hears Shrimad Bhagavatam Harikatha, he is in bhava, and then he got into ecstasy, and then he manifested the symptoms of ecstasy, like crying loudly and other dancing and other things. And so the immature and foolish students of Devananda Pandit thought that Srivas Thakur is creating a disturbance, and then they forcefully took Srivas Thakur from there and then put him aside. Okay, what happened? Devananda Pandit did not chastise his students for this act. He kept quiet. Okay, so this is considered to be a great offense. So Mahaprabhu, when he got to know about this incident, he was so much angry. He was like, because somebody has blasphemed the great personality, like somebody has offended a great personality like Srivas Thakur. Although in this incident, one should understand, although Srivas Thakur did not consider that as an offense. Srivas Thakur, he was immersed in Bhagavata Rasa, and then he is totally out of the bodily concept. He neither knew that he was sitting in the class or thrown out by the devotee. And Srivas Thakur, he himself is exalted Vaishnava. He never takes any offense. This is the highest devotee, symptom of highest devotee is that even somebody offends us, then he doesn't take the offense. Why he doesn't take the offense? Because his mind is always situated on the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. He is always thinking of the Supreme Lord. So if even somebody offends, here that purport of Prabhupada says that everything is a supreme will. Devotee will understand that somebody is blaspheming me, somebody is doing me. This is because this is a supreme will. He doesn't take it as a personal offense to himself. He thinks that this is the supreme will. I deserve a big punishment. I deserve a big beating. But then by the Supreme Lord, this is a small token that I have. This is Tatenu Kampam Susamikshamana. Here, Prabhupada says. He thinks that everything is supreme will. Something, whatever happens. So he doesn't take any offense. So when he doesn't take Nirmamo, Nirahankaraha. So the devotees are Nirmama and Nirahankaraha, and then they don't have any enemies. So that's why Shadu Goswami Ashtakam also he says, Dhira Adhira Jana Priyo Priyakara. So they are very dear to Dhiras and Adhiras. They are very dear to the sober people and also the envious people. Both of them will like the Goswamis because their heart is like that. So that's why when few devotee goes to some place, then even he need not preach anything. By seeing them only, people will get transformed. Dhira Adhira Jana Priya Priyakara. Prabhupada was like that. When Prabhupada went to USA, then all the people who are surrounding are Adhiras. So what Prabhupada said, Prabhupada didn't go to each and every time. Prabhupada was sitting and chanting. By his purity, then all of them, all the Adhiras became Adhiras. Okay, because they consider everything as a supreme will. Prabhupada said, I am going to America, but Supreme Lord, I am like a puppet. And you faster putli, I am a puppet, a wooden puppet, and then you are having the rope. Nachava Prabhu. No, you please make me to dance. So whenever credit comes or discredit comes, he understands that this is the supreme will. I am only an instrument. So it's very clear in this. So like that, Srivas Pandit was very, very clear. He didn't take the offense, but then Supreme Lord, he will not forgive him. So what happened? Slowly, Devananda Pandit devotion got slackened. Like when one offends a devotee, what happened? The first symptom is that he loses taste in devotional service. So for him, everything becomes a big burden. All the devotional activities which one person relished become a burden. Like, oh, I have to get up for Mangalarti. Oh God. Then, okay, I have to chant my rounds. Today is Ekadasi. What I will do, it's very, very difficult for me to fast. Maybe because of health reason, I can break it. It is permittable in Shastras. So every activity, even offering obeisances, everything will start seeming like a burden. So because one will start losing the taste for devotion. This is the symptom of performing somebody that if these things happen to us, this is the checklist. If these things are happening sometime to us, then we should start contemplating where I have gone wrong, what I have done. No? And then quickly one should reinstate oneself. Okay? So, and then Devananda Pandit slowly started going away, and then he lost taste for Srimad Bhagavatam. He lost taste for speaking on hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So this has happened, and then by the supreme will of the Lord, one day what happened in Navadvipa, Vakreshwar Pandit, another devotee of associate of Lord Chaitanya, Vakreshwar Pandit is a great dancer. He came and he was in Kirtan was happening in Navadvip and he was dancing. Somehow, Devananda Pandit thought that it's a nice devotee and he is dancing, and then so so many public were surrounding. So he made space for Vakreshwar Pandit. He guarded Vakreshwar Pandit from the public and then allowed Vakreshwar Pandit to do his service of dancing very nicely. So this service to Vakreshwar Pandit pleased the Supreme Lord, pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that Devananda Pandit, who is an offender at the lotus feet of Vaishnava, now he started serving the Vaishnavas. When he heard that, when he got to know that, he started, he was very happy, and then he gave his mercy to Devananda Pandit. And that Devananda Pandit later he became known as Devaki Nandan Das. So he was initiated, he became Devaki Nandan Das, and he wrote, and then he thought, for offending Srivas Thakur, what I should do? So then he said, with the mouth that offended the lotus, that offended the devotees, with this mouth, I will use to glorify the devotees. Okay. So like Madai, he also made so many gods. He said, like, I don't know who all the people whom I have done, for whom I have created trouble. But everyone in Navadvip, Nadia will come to Ganga to take bath. When they come, then I clean everything. So all that dust I can take and then put in my body and swear. So like that, he served, Madai served. And then Lord was so pleased. Jagai Madai Ghat is there in Mayapur. So where they made a ghat and then they did the service. So similarly, he started, he said like Devananda Pandit, he would become a Devaki Nandan. He wrote a very nice song. Usually in Bengal, in Ekadasi day, they sing Vrindavana Vasi Jato Vaishnavera Gana. Very nice verse. I don't know if you have. I can just give it to Mataji. So you can also share. You got the link, Mataji? You can also show it.
You sent it on my WhatsApp, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Yeah, got it. Shall I share it, Mataji?
Yeah, share it. Very nice, Bhajan.
Okay. I'll just open it.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it has a meaning also of this song.
The meaning is there.
Yeah, so Narada, send me the meaning now.
I'm sharing here, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Vrindavanavasi jato Vaishnavera Gana Pratame Vandana Kori Shabara Charana. Like that it goes. Neelachala Vasi Jata Mahaprabhur Gana Bhumite Podiya Vanda Shabara Charana. So Navadvipa Vasi Jata Mahaprabhura Bhakta Shabara Charana Vando Hoya Anurakta. So if you can read the translation, then it will be very nice. Someone can read the translation, Mataji. Because we don't have time to sing the song. So
yeah, someone wants to read?
Hare Krishna. If no
can
one is there, can I read?
What is the mood that one can perform during this?
Hare Krishna. Translation. First of all, I offer glorifications to the feet of all the Vaishnavas of Vrindavan. Praising of all of Mahaprabhu's Nilachal associates, I prostrate at their feet. I pray for loving attachment to the lotus feet of all of Mahaprabhu's Navadvipa Bhaktas. I offer pranams at the feet of all the Mahaprabhu's Gauda Desha devotees. With upraised arms, I pray to the feet of all of Gauranga's Bhaktas in whichever country they may reside. Holding a straw between my teeth, I submit at the feet of all the servants of Mahaprabhu that were or will be. I have heard their glorification in the Vedas and Puranas, which proclaim that each of his devotees has the Shakti to deliver an entire universe. Hearing of their glory, I have come with great eagerness to surrender to Mahaprabhu's bhaktas who are all Patita Pavan for sinners like me. What power do I have to glorify them? But out of my ignorance and unmitigating pride, I do so anyway, thinking myself so qualified. Even though I am dumb and unable to express their greatness, still my heart is joyful due to my great good fortune that the Vaishnavas have accepted me as their own, and Sri Gurudev has given me Harinam full of blissful pastimes. Forgive the faults of this fallen soul and make me your servant. They award the perfection of all desires, including freedom from death, and even that rarest treasure not found in this world, prema. All of one's pure heartfelt desires will be fulfilled without delay. Devaki Nandan Das, intensely eager for this, glorifies and prays to the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
That's a
Thank you,
wonderful
Mataji.
prayer. No? So he is saying that Hoyachena Hoibena Prabhura Jatadasa. Hoyachena, those who are already devotees of Lord, and Hoibena, who will become devotees in the future. So I want to offer my obeisances to both of them, holding straw in the tea. That's why, like every living entity is a potential pure devotee. So they may become a devotee later. No, maybe not now, but then later they may become a devotee. So that's why he says that Hoyachena Hoibena, who will become a devotee. For that means what, to each and every one I am offering my respectful obeisance. Because he says the devotees, they have the strength to deliver the entire universe. So nice. So this is how when he receives the mercy of the Lord, when he is sincerely repenting, and when he is glorifying the devotees like this, the Mahaprabhu is pleased, and then he gets all the good fortune. So it's a very, very nice song. Usually here in all the Gaudiya Math and also in Mayapur also, we sing this song on Ekadasi day to remind ourselves. So that's why one has to be very, very careful. Sometimes I will just narrate a small this thing. Then sometimes some people say that okay, in my relatives are not devotees, and then one should not look upon them as like someone who is demoniac or something. One should, to their level, they should serve them, and also one should be very respectful to each and every one of them. So in that way, what will happen is that whether they become devotees or not, that is irrespective of our endeavor, because that is the Supreme Lord's plan, and also as per their whatever their quota they have, when they will get the mercy, that is up to them. That is between them and the Supreme Lord. But by doing this, what will happen is that our devotional creeper will be protected. So we will not, there will not be a chance of fall down for us. So it is in the good of us that we respect everyone. That's why this, he says that this is the Sutra Granthi Kore. Verse Trinadapi Sunichena Taroraka Sahishna Amanina Manadena Kirtanya Sadavi. Mahaprabhu says that you make it like a pendant and then put it in your neck always. No? That means what? Always hold this in your heart and act as per this. So if we do that, then we are in a safe platform. Otherwise, in wherever we are there, everywhere, if we don't follow all these things, then wherever we are there, we will be like Daksha, only causing trouble, and wherever we go will be inauspicious. So this is the takeaway lesson for us. So this is a very, very nice in that I will conclude this 4 verses of Brahma. Thank you so much, Mataji. I hope whatever I heard from different classes, I tried to assemble and then present it to you. Thank you so much.
Hari thank you so much, Mataji. This class was so nice, so effortlessly you were just saying, you were just glorifying. Thank you so much. I think this is the effect of Mayapur Dham, Mataji. Very nice, very beautiful class. So is there any question? There's a nice opportunity. You can ask Mataji. Yeah, Suma Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji, first of all for giving us all of us your association from Navadvip Dham Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, I just wanted to know, is there a spiritual envy Mataji in this world? I just wanted to know. Envy, anything, the Mada, Moha, Matsarya and all that Arishad Vargas, we can use it in the service of the Lord except
Envy
envy.
cannot be used at all. Anything can be used in the service of the Lord. Anything can be transformed. The lust can be transformed into love, and the greed can be transformed into greed for the Lord's service and all. But envy, there is no place. So that's why Bhagavatam first itself clearly says, Nirmatsaranam Satam. Bhagavatam is for people who are not envious. And Bhagavad Gita also says that Prakshami Anasuyave. So this is the people who are envious cannot he understand this teachings of Bhagavad Gita. He says that Prakshami Anasuyave. The one who is without envy can only understand. So it's very, very important because Bhagavatam starting itself is a second shloka. Janmadasya second shloka is this. Vedyam Vatru Vatru Sevidam Tapatrayan. In that only he says that this is for Nirmatsaranam Satam. This book is for people who are non-envious. Non-envious of the Supreme Lord. Who accept the Supreme Lord as Supreme. So, envy, there is no place. Because of envy, we are put it in this material world. Because of our envy, only the Supreme Lord has to tax his brain and make this material world, put the system and in charge and all these things. No? So that envy only separated us from the Supreme Lord.
Hare Krishna.
World, there is no place for envy.
No, Mataji.
The envious heart, service mood will never come. Only we will demand service. And we cannot also tolerate when somebody is receiving some service. That also we can never tolerate. If envy is there, we can never tolerate. When somebody is getting something, we cannot appreciate that.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. So wonderful. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Envy is so natural among all the other vices. For any other thing to come is little not like easily one gets angry and other. Then envy is like a second nature because that is what we started our journey. No, so envy is like nothing else. Like I don't have anything to do. I'm watching one movie and then I'm seeing one heroine who is so beautiful. So immediately I'll think, oh, she's so beautiful. I'm not like that. So the envy is so natural. It may be in a very big level or small level. So that enviousness is very, very natural to the living entity because we are started our journey from that one. No? So we have to really put all the efforts to come out of that.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. I couldn't believe myself that I am connected with you today through ICF because I was longing to have connected with you, Mataji, because I have been in Telegram hearing your bedtime stories and I shared to everyone all the stories you sent. It is so blissful. அப்படியே ரொம்ப அழகா சொல்வேன் மாதாஜி. உங்க குரல்ல கேட்கும் போதே அவ்வளோ டிவைனா இருக்கும். I really miss the stories. ஜனவரிக்கு அப்புறமா உங்க ஸ்டோரிஸ்.
I'm going to start it shortly.
Haribol, Haribol.
Antaranga குழந்தை பிறந்ததுனால I was like busy with taking care of the baby.
எனக்கு அதான் புரியவே இல்லை ஏன் மாதாஜி வரவே இல்லை ஸ்டோரிஸ். எனக்கு உங்க கான்டாக்ட் இருந்தா நான் கண்டிப்பா உங்களுக்கு நான் மெசேஜே போட்டிருப்பேன். ப்ளீஸ் அனுப்புங்கன்ட்டு. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் மாதாஜி.
So I got busy and then it was discontinuing. நிறைய நாள் விட்டு வந்துட்டு இருக்கேன். So then I thought like if it is not continuous then people may not appreciate. அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் ஸ்டாப் ஆயிடுது. Now I'm going to start it again.
My namaskarams to you, Mataji. Please bless me that I have to come with my family to Mayapur and Vrindavan in this life.
One of you, please come to Mayapur. We are here to do whatever service that we could do.
Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavats.
Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Mataji, like you said that when we do some Vaishnava Prad, we lose the interest in chanting and everything, like any devotional service will feel like a burden to us. So, Mataji, already when we are coming into Krishna consciousness, just when we were introduced, we had some taste for chanting and everything. We like doing everything. Still, we like doing devotional services, okay, but then we have not taken any interest in the chanting. It's still like we have to push ourselves to do it early morning. So how do we understand, is it due to our just being introduced into Krishna consciousness, or Vaishnava Prad,
No, it is because due to Vaishnava Aparad,
or just because I am a neophyte, that is why I'm not gaining the interest?
no. See, initially we were, when we come to Krishna consciousness, so just like for example, you light a incense in the home. Okay.
Okay.
When you light a agarbatti, that nice smell, aroma, immediately we feel, and we are so like we relish that. Okay. Maybe for few minutes. So we are so conscious of the smell, and then we want to, we enjoy that. But after some time, what happens? The incense is still burning, the smoke, it is giving out the aroma, everything, but then we don't appreciate that too much, right? So we don't appreciate that too much. Like we are not so much conscious of its fragrance and all. So similarly, like that, there are two things that when we come, it is like a struggling phase. Now, when we come, then we feel that okay, this is in the material world. The person is like he is getting into all sort of sufferings and all. When he comes to a place where he sees that everybody is blissful, then he's so happy, and then he struggles to do something, to be a part of that group. So in that way, then initially when you see, in Mayapur temple also I have seen, when these local pilgrims, when they come, for them every devotee who is wearing a tilak is like a pure devotee. They try to fall at your feet, and then they honor. But what happens is that once we are in this, then we take this Sangha for granted. We may not directly offend the Vaishnava, like, we don't go and tell each and everyone, we blaspheme everyone, and then we use our 24 hours only to find faults and all. But what happens when we are in this Sangha, if we are not careful, then the offenses do happen. And what will happen is we take things for granted. Chalo, mera to ho gaya. I got initiated, and then I got everything. Now I am a pure devotee. Now I don't need all these things. So these are all no. This is not a very higher level. This was small level. This type of philosophical deviations will also start coming in our mind. So then, when we are in that sangha, then what happens is that the familiarity. When we are in the familiarity, when we are always there, then what happens is that you will take it for granted. That is why one has to be. Where Prabhupada says that devotional life is like walking on the razor edge. If one is not very careful, accident will happen anytime. What accident? Fall down. So he says that spiritual master also. So when one sees that he is also first, when before taking initiation, so many glorification and all those things happen, and then one wants to hear more about him, one hears his lecture, everything. Then after some time, when you happen to see the spiritual master regularly, when you communicate with him, then when you see that he is also having all the material some body issues and all those things, then sometimes what happens is that we take the spiritual master's mercy also granted. That's why Narottam Das Thakur, we are singing every day morning this Sri Guru Charana Padma. So he says, Bando Moyi Savadana Mate. So, Bando Moyi Savadana Mate. Savadana means one has to be very careful. Carefully engage in the service. One should be very careful in spiritual life. One should be very much watchful. One should be very much mindful. Definitely, there is something which is going wrong. Our mind may say that I am not an offender, but I didn't offend anyone. Maybe apparently we don't do also, like intentionally we do offend, but there is something that which is going wrong. That is why I am not getting this taste. So one should, what one have to do is that one should become more serious in the process of devotional service. What is the process of devotional service? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Mandam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedam. One should engage his 24 hours in either one of these limbs of devotional service. So one should hear more, one should hear, that's what they say, that one should hear the glories of holy name more and more. Why these holy name retreats are happening? Because by repeatedly hearing about the glories, like this Sangha, we are sitting and then we are hearing, oh, okay, this will give some impetus for us. So like that, we should try to see where all the places where we can get some spiritual impetus, then associating with people who are exalted and then who are very careful, who are very serious in their devotional service. By associating with those type of people, then by taking their association and hearing these things, then one will get a taste. But one thing is that when once, that's why Bhakti Vinod Thakur also says that every Ekadasi one should start, one should do this internal exercise. So last Ekadasi to this Ekadasi, how was my chanting? Did it improve? Or am I, as the age grows by, am I still stuck to 16 rounds? Or am I increasing my rounds? When one will start increasing the rounds, Prabhupada says that Ekadasi means, somebody asked Prabhupada, this is 25 rounds. Prabhupada says, no, Ekadasi means unlimited rounds. No, I'm giving the count, that's all. So, hobe bolo, that thing should happen. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, hobe bolo shaydino amar, when that day will come. Aparada guchi suddena amuruchi. He also says that this because of some aparada. That nam aparad, 10 aparad is there. Some aparad only is there. Suddha name ruchi is not happening. No? So kripa bole hridaya sanchar. So when that day will come, so that we have to submit. Fortunately, very great, by great fortune, we are in this golden age where Lord Chaitanya says that, okay, fine, you are an aparadi, you can do everything, but no problem. But then you submit to me, then I am ready to help you. Now he says that I am ready to do that. So then, taking the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, and by acting to the words of the spiritual master, one will definitely make progress. So there is a hope, and not only hope, there is a promise. Prabhupada says that I will take you back to the spiritual kingdom. You catch my dhoti, from through the back gate, at least I will take you. So a promise is there. So what else is needed? Who will give promise like this? And he is ready to take. The acharyas are there. All the acharyas. So today is Kalya Krishnadas disappearance. So there's another associate of Chaitanya. You can see the Gaudiya history. Kalya Krishnadas story will be there. So filled with so many events that one can read, and then one can meditate, one can celebrate, one can, every day is a festival. No? Manasa Mahotsava. Through the mind, one can have Mahotsava every day. By chanting is a Mahotsava. So, are we relishing it as a Mahotsava? That is the $1 million question.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for this help. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Beautiful answers, Mataji. So there's no more question. We'll end the session here. Thank you so much, Mataji. I would just request that once in a month, if you can take out some time for 1 hour for the classes, it will be really wonderful.
Yes, Mataji. True, please come again.
We would like to associate with you again, Mataji. So, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Paritar Pavani Ananta Koti Vaishnava Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Mataji.
Shall I end the session, Mataji?